Hey, what's up, guys? We're at locals right now at Genesis, and we have Glenn here. Very good player. He came in second with Labyrinth today. I've been wanting to profile his deck because it's been featured a lot on the feature matches. People have been requesting it. So, what build were you on today?
I played the Terrace build. 6 hand traps, bunch of traps. Just try and say no to everything that they can do.
40 card deck?
45?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a locals thing. Let's be real. In all honesty, 40 is superior, but there's a runic stall deck that I have mind-boggling trouble with. So we play 45 to see those extra cards.
Okay, sure. Let's get into the main deck.
Cool. Pretty self-explanatory is the monster lineup. Got the Arianas, got the Silvers. One lovely. She's a brick, but she ends games. Either additionally popping cards on the field or ripping cards out of hands. She's just the best card. Recursion, resets the traps, free body. She unclogs herself from your hand with when you activate a lab or a normal trap. Ariana, I like 2 over 3.
Yeah.
If I was playing furniture, I think I would play 3.
Yeah.
Just to have the additional ability to search the furniture itself.
Sure, that makes sense.
But in the trap heavy build, I like less is more kind of feel for the monsters. That's essentially all you're really ever summoning.
Why do you like, or do you like this build over the furniture build then, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I the power to say no to a lot of things with the trap lineup that I have is a lot better. And let's be honest, once again, it's a locals thing probably, but there's a lot of hand trap hate and monster hate. There's less trap hate in the meta, so
Totally makes sense.
you get away with it. You get away with murder, telling people to play no, saying no. Next we got wannabes, boneless curry bandit. Pitcher at your end phase. You don't waste your normal summon on it. If you go first, you search, you mill 5 from the top of your deck. You excavate 5. Pick 1 spell or trap, set it to your side of the field. So you're usually setting, skill drain, debarrier, compulse, some sort of interruption, or
If you just hit something, it's just cracked, honestly.
yeah. These are just 2 additional traps.
Yeah.
Essentially, those are 2 additional traps. Additional hand traps. Ash, good card. Droll, not big on Droll anymore this format, but
Yeah, with the upcoming.
we were still playing current format, and there was a purrely player, and it's randomly good against rogue decks, and locals has a lot of rogue decks, so it works for locals.
Would you maybe side it? For the upcoming format? Or
Might
would
drop
you
it completely.
Yeah.
No real reason to keep it. There's better cards to play, more than likely.
Totally fair.
Yeah, so that's it for monsters.
Do you see yourself putting any other hand traps for next format?
Ogres are good. I like ogres a lot. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a list later.
That's fair.
Spells. Very few spells.
3 extra.
Extrav. Better than Prosp, IMO. When you're playing the trap build, it's not a specific card you're looking for. You're just looking to completely out-advantage them. And let's be real, you're playing lab, so extra deck is 99% useless. It tears from the overroot targets. 2 triple attacks.
How did you like that today?
Loved it. Ripped a card out of... Ripping cards out of hand to get free knowledge during first turn is nuts. Going second... Going second, it was really nuts a lot of times. Sometimes I was opening both these at the same time, and when the extra got ashed, tactics let me draw 2 anyways.
That's so good.
So it was essentially just a free plus, free replacement of these 2 cards. Dig deeper into the deck. 1 copy of Labyrinth.
Look at the CR newly pulled.
Yeah, pulled that from prize support today. Card's fantastic.
Would you ever run Thrust?
Possibly. Trying to think. If I was playing No, not in this deck. I wouldn't play Thrust in this deck. Come to think of it, Thrust. I mean, let's be real. You're playing 6 spells as it is, and even then, like these were new today. So prior to this, I was playing 4. Yeah. So you don't really need a big spell lineup. Quite honestly, that could suffice. I wanted to test out the triple tax today and see how it works. And then kind of remember that we were still playing not June 5th format, we were playing current format. So it worked for today. It might not work for next week, Wednesday.
I've heard a lot of hype with talents coming up in the format.
Yeah. A lot of people are still pretty heavy on hand traps. So if people are heavy on hand traps or people are trying to make unbreakable boards, fantastic card. There's not much more to say about it than that.
Sweet.
Trap lineup, you go 3 big, or 3 big welcome. Probably best card in the whole deck.
Wow. Yeah.
It's better than welcome, which is also a 3 of in the trap version. The bounce is really, it's fine. When you activate it, the bounce is whatever, because let's be real, you're usually bouncing a lady of the silver back to hand anyways.
Yeah.
If you know that there was a situation earlier today where I tacked, ripped a card out of someone's hand after they ashed my extra. Summoned Ariana search big, set big, set a couple more traps, pass, and then you get to big out a lovely, bouncing around back to her hand, to recycle her for next turn again, to search again.
Disgusting.
Putting her in attack, and then you just know that they don't have anything to kind of stop the further you go. So it's just free pluses.
Yeah, it makes sense. You wouldn't change those.
Yeah. The other great effect of it really helped me is banishing it, and then you can bounce card 2 hand.
Oh yeah.
You can only activate 1 of each effect per turn, but it's fantastic because that always comes up because you always have silver on field. Welcome, really good, a little less versatile, just specials from deck. Sets itself if you remove a card using a trap. Good to recur, good to power out, and it's a really good follow-up usually. It's really good if you open both, obviously, or if you search one and set the other. But if you get lovely and silver on the field, you're usually winning the game. Lovely just ends games.
Yeah. I see a lot of people like love and hate that card. They're like, it's the best card in the deck, and then they're like, it's the worst card in the deck.
Yeah, well, that's why Big's so good. Big unclogs it for hand. I mean, it is an absolute brick, but it's a one-of, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole Garnet. It's brilliant Garnet idea. But yeah, I love the card.
Yeah.
Say no to everything they do. Say no in particular.
Shout Brandon.
One of my favorite cards of all time.
That's one of the spiciest things you do, I feel like. I mean, maybe it's standard, but 3 compulse, that's so cool. It works.
It's really cool. It's just, bounce to hand, it's fantastic removal. If you have lady, silver lady on the field, you're recurring a new trap anyways. So it's fantastic spot removal and can interrupt plays. Next we go evenlies.
Yep.
You go second. You're having a tough time usually when you're playing this deck. So this is for when you lose the die roll, or when you get ashed and you don't have tactics, and it really just lets you play going second. If you're not playing, I love 3 evenly. Even if I was playing 40 cards, I still think this card would be a 2 or 3 in this deck. Punishment. Punishment's nuts. It's debatably a 3 of. Only reason it's not a 3 of, in my opinion, is because you have to play 3 extra.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of clashes slightly with that. I would adjust certain ratios in my extra deck, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. There's a whole boatload of cool effects you can send off this. And also, it's when you send certain cards, it's just a double pop anyways, and it's replacing itself
that's-
usually with silver, so it's good. Single Gozen was on 3 in the main. At this
Why single now?
At this locals, there is a ton of people that just play mono attribute decks as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to play 3 deck cards. If I was going to a regionals or a bigger tournament, yeah, 3 Gozen. But otherwise at locals, 1 does the trick. It's sacky and it's good. I'm on the Eradicator still. I've been on this card since tier format. It's one of my favorite cards. This card shouldn't exist.
It will get banned one day. It's just one day.
It's gonna be way too late to ban that by the time it's banned. Opening this card's nuts. A lot of times, if you're opening this card, let's be real, you probably have silver on the field, so that's your pop. And it's nuts. It's free information. Blindly call spells or games 2 and if they set a bunch of cards going first and you randomly draw this card going second, you can blow out some traps. And either way, it's just absolute knowledge, which I'll just power in this game.
Yes, sir.
Then the 1-ups, all searchable. All normal traps are searchable in this deck, which is busted. So Erads searchable. IDP searchable, Tears searchable, and Karma Cannon searchable.
Is that kind of just toolbox for taking care of certain decks? Basically?
Certain decks, yeah. Tears says any card your opponent controls, and then resets any card. So it's just different than IDP. It's not necessarily better or worse. These are better. Each of these have uses in certain matchups. Karma Cannon's fantastic against Marincess. Anything that says it's unaffected, it's great against because it affects the player sense. So you get over big boss monsters easily with that card.
Sweet.
Yep. That's the main deck.
45 cards.
Going into the extra deck, which is just punishment targets, really. Let's take a look here. Wind Pegasus, Nestor, good Sun Effect. Omega's fine. Aggregator, fantastic card. Probably would play 2.
Really?
Exton can be dropped. Zeus can be dropped. It's really just a 3K stick to send, possibly. Neo Galaxy Eye Cypher, 4,500 attack. Just any absolutely large thing at locals, just pop anyways. Entis. Probably up her to 3, honestly. That could probably go. That could even go, and then you play an extra copy of that, and you play an extra copy of Garura. Someone's borrowing one of my copies, which is why I'm only playing 1 right now.
Yeah.
But free pops, free card advantage, negate effects, more pops. Randomly comes up every now and again. Muckraker. Otherwise, it's good to send to pop anything with 1,000 less attack.
Hold on one second. Kyle, are you guys leaving? Oh, okay. See ya.
Can randomly come up as well. And it's free protection. Pop a Fiend to protect certain things. IP, just a good card.
Yeah.
Link Haribo to get rid of certain
Iblis.
1 cards on your side of the field. Yeah, I mean, there was also a random time today where I was playing against the Runic Stun player. And I was able to get Tikaboo on his field, and Tikaboo shits on this deck, because they're all fiends. Everything that you want to summon as a fiend. Was able to way into a Link Haribo, and then summon another fiend, and search Labyrinth, and then begin popping his stuff.
That's great.
Another 3K target. Another target that you can randomly go into once every 200 games.
What would you cut for? So basically, this card for a Chaos Angel, if you.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being real, these are the real cards that you really care about. If you're to play at a competitive setting, not at a locals, you play 3 of that. You play possibly 2 of that, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 2 Chaos Angels.
Got it.
would be the go-tos for me.
Nice.
On the off chance that you think you might need something bigger, like I know the locals, I know what to play, so you could probably drop 1 Muckraker for just a fat target.
Yeah.
Like 5-headed dragon or some shit. That's it for the extra. Those are just usually banished all by extrav. This is the neatest this extra deck has looked in probably 2 months, 3 months, honestly. I'm usually just shuffling it for extrav.
Yeah.
Going into side deck. More cards that say no. Anti-spell.
How did you like this today?
Fantastic. You really... The deck has like a randomly bad runic stun matchup.
Yeah.
And this just wins against decks that rely on spells. Shit's on Pendulum. There's a Pendulum player here.
It's not bad against my deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good against Branded. It slows everything down, right? Puts everything on your pace. You're trying to set cards and pass and then interrupt on their turn. And if they need to set their spells in order to try and play against you, you're probably outpacing them and out-advantaging them. So, really amazing card. Would never drop any less than 3 as long as there's a resemblance, any sort of deck that wants a spell in the meta. Random 1 of Chain Disappearance.
Purrely.
Searchable, shit's on Purrely. You can get a couple things in Sprite. Fantastic card. Just banishes targets, and when certain decks need 1 card, if all the copies of that card are gone, they can't play. So once again, you're just trying to say no to people. 2 more no's. Goes in.
There's the rest of.
Goes in's better than Rivalry.
I was gonna say, where's the rivalries? I guess you can play them.
I cut Rivalry.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic. There's a lot of decks here and a lot of decks in the meta right now that specifically just like 1 type, anyways. Which is why Tikaboo is so against my deck and many other decks right now. Right now, I'm on the Duster and the Double Storm. Helps you go second. Probably wouldn't play it if I was at an event. These might play that. Probably wouldn't play these.
Oh, really?
They're fine. I don't know.
You don't think like these are kind of localized?
Yeah, these are more localized. Once again, it's like my biggest threat was Runic Stun. I went to the finals and I tied him 1-1, and it was the single match that I dropped, or the single game I dropped all day.
Yep.
I didn't drop a single game. I 2-0'd round 1, 2, and 3, and then went 1-1 tie in time.
Yep.
Lords.
I was wondering where those were.
Yeah, fantastic card. Your way to get around Tikaboo as well. Set any spell or trap from your deck. So, I mean, randomly in the Runic matchup, you can set a Duster. Randomly against, I mean, if you go first and you open this card, plus any chainable trap or any of your floodgates, you're searching another floodgate. So he searches floodgates. Nibs. Might play the card in the main.
Really?
Was fantastic today.
What did you side it in against?
Nibbed Salamangreat. I nibbed Marincess.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 2 matches that I nibbed today.
Sounds good.
It's pretty good against. It's good against certain decks. Love it.
Even with the new meta, like with cash being lesser, like you would main that maybe going in.
Come to think about it, with cash being a little lesser of a playing field, maybe you side this. This deck doesn't have a terrible cash matchup because if they're going for broke and they're trying to lock monster zones anyways, it's hard for them to lock 5 now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they can even lock 5.
Yeah.
They need to open like the most broken hand possible to
uninterrupted
to knock it. And if I'm not interrupting them, I'm probably losing anyways. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So you only need 1 monster zone usually, just to get the ball rolling.
Nice.
Reasons. Searchable when they say that there's 10 minutes left in the round. You can search this card and inflict salt damage to your opponent.
It's a sick card, dude.
I love the card. It was randomly a time card that I used to side even during like Shadal format because it was better during Dolls because it negates all the flip effects.
Yeah.
It's good. As long as I'm playing this deck, I'll probably always play one time card, and that is the most powerful searchable time card, I think.
Yeah, I think that's like the one plus, like they're one of the best strengths of the deck, that you basically turn every normal trap into your toolbox, which is like super cool.
It's really neat. Anytime they release any trap going forward, kind of have to think about this deck. If it's a normal trap and it's just a generally powerful normal trap, you're probably in a better spot than you were. The deck didn't get, like I said, the deck didn't get much in Cyberstorm Access, but it did get the new Synchro, and it got Honeybee, which ironically those are two fantastic support cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say
indirect support is gonna be good support for this deck going forward. Wouldn't be shocked if it gets hit post mats, pre whatever Niagara Falls or Toronto YCSBC eventually.
Do you think it's gonna be like one of the top 3 decks going forward?
Higher representation for sure. I am cautiously optimistic about it being a top deck. People are going to side the 2 Lightning Storms. They're going to side the Harpy's Feather Duster. They're going to side 3 evenly matched. So if that's the case, you're going to have to commit a lot less to the board. Maybe the IKEA version looks a little bit better in that case, but it's still, go on Dueling Book, test us out, tell me how you feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe.
Any shout-outs?
My wife, my fantastic wife, for letting me still play this game that I've played for God knows how long.
Definitely.
She's the MVP, pregnant, so we'll be taking a break from the game eventually. But yeah.
Thanks for the deck profile, man. Really wanted to get you on the channel at least before you take your sojourn and everything. So,
for sure, man.
All right. See ya.